So today I'm going to make some masala fish, and I've got some lovely basa fillets here. 4 fillets, so it's 1 per person. I'm going to go in with the first marinade just to kind of just get a first layer of flavour on there. So I'm going to have some garlic, some lemon and some salt, and I'm just going to rub that into the fish. So I've just done the first layer of marinade, which was basically half a lemon just squeezed over the fish, a sprinkle of salt on each fillet, and some crushed garlic, which I've just rubbed in the front and the back of the fillet. And then next thing is going to be prepare the other spices. So in here we've got some whole coriander seeds, some cumin seeds and some ajwain seeds. I've also added some coarse ground black pepper. I've lightly toasted this in a pan, and it's going to now get crushed in the pestle and mortar. Okay, so I've crushed the whole spices, and as you've got a lovely like kind of chunky mixture here. And now to the whole spices we're going to add some more spices. So here we've got some turmeric, some red chilli powder, some chili flakes and some fenugreek. So I'm just going to add that all in. And then I've got some garlic and ginger paste here, and I'm just going to add that in as well. And now I'm just going to mix this all together so all the spices kind of combine, and then we'll be ready to rub that onto the fish fillets. So here we have it. We've got our masala paste here now, which is ready to go onto the fish. And just to make it more of a paste, I did add just a very small squeeze of lemon juice and about a teaspoon to a half a teaspoon of oil, just so that I got this kind of consistency. So let's get this onto the fish now. So I've just rubbed the marinade on to the front of the fish, and I'm going to turn them all over now and do exactly the same on the other side. So what I did with the paste was I just halved it so that I had enough to do the front and the back with even amounts, and I kind of like divided them up like that into 4 little pieces so that it's easier for me to get an even marinade on the fillets. And mine's my Hello Kitty plate, please. It's the biggest plate I own from when the kids were little, but it's fantastic for doing things like this or breading chicken and things like that, so I have held on to it. So as you can see, the marinade is enough to cover, you know, the whole kind of side, whole one side of the fish, and it rubs on really easily and it smells so amazing. So I'm just going to continue. We're going to do this with all of them. So there we go. All of the fillets are covered in that lovely spice paste. It smells beautiful. And when I'm ready to fry it, what I'm going to do is just make a thick paste from some gram flour and some water, and basically just kind of rub that lightly over so it will kind of act like a flour coating. So when you fry it, you won't lose any of the masala from the fish. So I'm going to let this marinate now for a little while, just so the flavours seep in. Ideally, it'd be good to marinate it overnight, or maybe even for 4 to 6 hours. But we're having this for dinner now, and fish takes on marinade really, really quickly. So while this is kind of just marinating, I'm going to make a quick salad and get the chips in the oven and kind of half cook the chips so that everything can be ready in one go. So yeah, we'll come back to this later. So while the fish is marinating, I said I was going to make a really quick salad. So in here we've got some iceberg lettuce, some cucumber, some tomato, coriander, some peppery radish and some olives, just to add a hint of saltiness. I've also put some, did I say baby spinach? I've actually added some baby spinach in there as well. So I'm just going to mix that all through, and then when I'm ready to serve, I'll just squeeze over a bit of lemon and a touch of olive oil. And then yeah, so that's the salad, nice and fresh and zingy and a little bit peppery, and it should complement the dish nicely. So here I've just made up some batter using gram flour and a bit of water, and just made it into kind of like a thick but pourable batter. And I'm just gonna spread that over the fish like so. We'll do one side and then I'll do the other. I'm just gonna kind of just rub that in. So it'll be like a batter for the fish, so when we're frying it, it stays kind of protected. So we'll just do that, and then I'll be doing the same on the other side, and then it's going to be ready for frying. So these are the chips so far. They've been cooking, they're just oven chips. They've been cooking for 15 minutes on 220 fan, and I've pulled them out halfway so I can just season them with some salt and with some red chili powder, just to give them that extra little bit of kick of seasoning. And when you season them now and then you put them back in, the seasoning sticks to the chips really, really well, so you don't get this falling off with the salt and everything. And because it's crinkle chips, it goes into all the grooves as well. So yeah, these are going to go back in for 10 minutes, and the oil has just been added to the pan, and that's heat, literally has come to the heat because I had the pan heating up before I put the oil in. So now we're going to be ready to fry the fish. So the fish will take about 9 to 10 minutes to cook, and the chips are going to take another 10 minutes. So everything will be done at the same time. So here's the fish with the batter that I had put on. So it's quite nicely coated, and obviously the seasoning is all still there. See, both sides are done. So I'm just going to go in with the first one. Now my pan is quite big, so I should be able to fit 3 in there quite nicely. And I just want that to really catch some colour and for the batter to just seal itself at the bottom. So I'm going to let that cook for about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and then I'm going to flip them. And while the fish is frying, we've got 2 sauces here to add to the meal, and it complements the dish really, really nicely. So here we've got the Layla brand tamarind and date sauce. It has got a slight hint of chili to it as well. It's really lovely. It's tangy, it's sweet, it's a bit hot. And then here we've got a mix of East End brand's hot mango mint sauce, which I've mixed into some mayo. And it's just got this kind of a consistency, so it's quite nice and thick still, but more sauce-like rather than a mayo. And it kind of tones down the heat a little bit, but also adds a really nice flavour with the mango and the mint and the chilli. So yeah, these 2 sauces are going to be the ones to complement the meal. So these have been cooking for about 4.5 minutes. I'm just going to turn it over now. You can see that lovely colour on there. Oh, that looks so good. And it's really like firmed up like the fried fish. And I haven't touched these while they've been cooking. I've literally just left them alone. So now that's going to take another 4 to 4.5 minutes, and then they'll be ready to plate up. So the fish is all done, looking lovely. Just rested it on some kitchen paper just to drain off some of that excess oil. And we're ready to plate up now. So I'm going to take one piece and put it onto the plate there. Add some salad. And then we've got the oven chips here, which are nice and perfectly cooked, really seasoned. These are my easy chili oven chips. I'm just gonna pile those onto the plate. garnish with just a little lemon wedge on the side, and we're going to drizzle over the sauces. So I'm going to go in with this one first and just put it all over everything. And then we're going with some of the tamarind. And there you have it, masala fish with chili chips and a zingy fresh salad.